Hey, everybody. I am making this impromptu live stream to apologize to you all for the fact that there's not going to be a 10 this week. There's also not going to be a video going out today unless something miraculous happens. And TE's video output's going to be sorry, I'm having trouble with words. TE's video output is going to be reduced for the next week at least. I'm an idiot. Just got back from hi Ben. Good to see you. I've just got back from urgent care. I have a referral to an orthopedic specialist. Don't think I've broken anything, but this is a potential like a belt and braces thing. As you know, I work really, really hard to try and get all of the TE content out quickly as I can. And then this morning, I heard the news that Tesla is going to be Tesla's giving access to Ford for superchargers. And if you have a Tesla supercharger adapter that allows you to go from CCS to NACS, I apologize for my hair. It looks terrible. I look terrible. I look like a mess. I feel like a mess, to be honest. So yeah, I we've had a very busy week. The weather here has been absolutely abysmal. It's been heavy snow, then rain, then dry, then heavy snow, then rain, then dry. We actually filmed the review that is in production right now. We filmed that on Monday, just up the road from where I live. And there were like 2-3 inches of snow that fell while we were filming. And then we had another car come on Tuesday. At least I have hair. You're just jealous. Oh, thank you. That's a sweet thing to say. So I'm going to sit down if that's okay. I'm not feeling 100%. I just realized that my back has started to hurt, which is not a good thing. So to cut a long story short, I'm rambling. I'm sorry. I'm struggling a lot. Yesterday I was working on 10 and then scripting it. So basically writing the script and getting all the B-roll and everything ready for it. And then this morning, excuse me, I finished it. But it was only Em and I working today, and Em's working remotely because of the snow that is currently happening outside right now. It's not sticking, but we are kind of at that elevation where it's snowing, but it's not sticking yet. So we decided the script this morning, there was a breaking news story about the F-150 Lightning, and I was like, hey, the F-150 Lightning of the Mustang Mach-E can now use Tesla superchargers. I need an extra video. I could take the truck out as I finished 10 early. I could take the truck out and I could go up and film at the Tesla supercharger and be one of the first people to film the experience at a Tesla supercharger. Because while I don't have the official Tesla, the NACS Ford adapter, I have another one. And that should work because it's just a mechanical connector. It's not an electronic one, like a CHAdeMO one would be. So I was like, maybe I should just go up the road and I'll film that. I'll go to my local supercharger. But because my truck was at home and it was charged to like 90%, I was like, maybe I'll just go for a drive around the local. I'll go around the local villages and try and bleed off some range. I have winter tires. I will be fine. So I went for a drive. I went up the hill from where I live to about double the elevation, and it had just started snowing there. And the temperature at my house was just above freezing, but the temperature there was just hovering about freezing. And we've had lots of rain. You can see what's happening next. Then it was snow. It was rain, cold, snow. And the temperatures dropped precipitously in the last couple of days, in the last couple of hours, sorry. It's now snowing really heavily outside, although it's not sticking. So I was driving and the truck started sliding, which is unusual for the F-150 Lightning because it's a really, really well-built truck. And I wasn't going very fast, but I was coming up to a corner on a gravel road. And I'm like, I should maybe, see if I can get some traction. But it was black ice on top of gravel on top of with snow on top. And I couldn't stop. And then what happened was a bit of a blur. Um Sorry, I'm just incredibly tired, but I wanted to make this video because I really do care about this channel and everybody at the channel, and I just wanted to let you know what happened, because a lot of the people who support this channel are supporters, financially supporters, as well as just viewers. And I wanted to let you know what happened, and I don't know what the outcome of this is going to be. So, Adira Tal slid sideways. I managed to get Adira pointing in the right direction, but Adira continued to slide. We slid off the gravel road. Wow, the snow's really coming down really hard. I'm sorry, my ADHD is really, really, really struggling right now. And I normally mask, but I can't mask today. So you're just going to have to deal with me being, oh, bunny rabbit. Big chunks of snow. So the truck slid sideways. And as it went off the road, the front right side of the bed swiped a pylon. The pylon was sideswiped, and there was just enough momentum still left in the truck. It was only doing about 20 miles an hour when it started to slide. The truck hit the pylon. The back of the truck hit the pylon. So this is obviously the pylon's here. This is the back of the truck, and it just basically did that and just sideswiped the back end, sideswiped the pylon, and then the pylon fell on top of the truck. And then the truck carried on and hit a tree. So the airbags did not go off. So that gives you an idea of how slowly I was traveling. Maybe should get some points for artistic interpretation. But in that part of the area, there's no emergency phone signal. And my watch detected an impact, right? And my watch was like, hey, are you okay? Did you have an accident? Are you okay? And I was like, yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. And I hit the button that said, yeah, I'm fine. And then I realized, crap, I don't have any cell phone signal. And I didn't want to ring 911 because I'm British and I don't really understand how it works over here. But I know that when you ring 911 and they send an ambulance, it can cost a lot of money, and I really don't have that. So I walked to the house that I had crashed in front of. And bear in mind, this is middle of freaking nowhere. There's a house literally just by where I crashed, because that's why there was a pylon there. There was nobody in. And then this lovely couple, and if you're watching, I don't know if you watch, I don't think they knew who I was, but they were lovely. This couple in a blue Nissan, not a blue Nissan Leaf, a blue stupid brain. Why don't my brain work? A a blue Chevrolet Bolt stopped, and they had two lovely dogs in the back. They had an Aussie and I think it was a Labradoodle, maybe. Anyway, they said, I said, I saw them stop. I could see that they'd seen a deer Atal on the down pylon, and I could see them stop. And as I was walking back up the driveway of the house in a daze, I was just like, help, 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 help. And they came out and said, do you need help? And I'm like, yeah, I've ran into this, come off the road. They had slipped on the same patch of ice, I think, but they'd managed to stop. Um, and I said, I literally, I live like 4 miles down the road. And they were like, we can take you home if you want. I was like, that would be great, because I didn't have cell phone access. So I got them. They very kindly drove me home. And as they were driving me home, I think they were locals, because they were like, oh, do you live at the place that has the two Chevrolet Bolts and the solar panels? And I was like, yeah, that's my house. Then they're not both mine, but yeah, that's where I live. And they brought me back, and I managed to alert my wife. She came out and checked I was okay. So the police came and they talked to me, and they said, okay, thanks for your information. And I gave them obviously my ID and my insurance. And I was just petrified they were going to arrest me, because I have this pathological hatred of being in trouble. Always have. Don't like dealing with the police on the best of days for obvious reasons. And they took my details, and my wonderful wife, took me to the local Zoom care that had an X-ray, because I was like, I think I need to go somewhere with an X-ray. And they have looked at my hand under X-ray, and apparently there's one bone that very often masks breaks that could be broken. So they've put me in a cast, or a caster splint. And they're going to send me to an orthopedic. But the tow truck's taken Adira. Sad to say that their rear window smashed in the accident, and the roof caved, because that happens when a big heavy electricity pylon falls on your car or your truck. And I did have winter tires on, so God knows what it would have been like had I not had winter tires. So yeah, I managed to break my truck. And I know that someone in the chat, in the comments, is going to laugh about it. You might as well laugh about it now, because just get it over and done with. My mistake. I hit black eyes. So we'll see. And I have insurance, so I'm assuming my insurance will cover all of the things that are damaged. At least that's what I hope, because I have fully comprehensive insurance. But I don't think the truck is going to be fixed. So I now have to decide what to do. And I think I'm very impressed by how brain fart, brain. Yeah, okay, so someone is saying that I'm gonna have to pay for the poll. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I can't freaking afford it anyway, so I'm sure someone will come after me. Um, but the policeman rang me back and said, "Yeah, I've gone up there. It was super slick. It was starting to thaw when I got up there, but it was still slick, and I could see that. Um, I could see what happened, and I could see that you lost traction, and it's not your fault. And these things happen. And you." He told me that I did everything right, but the thing that really rattled me was that he told me the power. He told me the power line was still active. It was still it was still energized, which is scary, I suppose. Um, yeah, it all happened in slow motion. But my runaway from all of this is wear a bloody seatbelt, even if you live somewhere where seatbelts are not required. Wear a fucking seatbelt. Um, wear a seatbelt. The airbag did not go off. The front part of the passenger cabin was undamaged. The top of the truck, that's a different matter. That's going to be damaged. That is damaged. Um, so the power lines were still active, and there was just something in the back of my head, even though I was kind of dealing with this hand really freaking hurt immediately after the accident, and I've don't know if you can see that. I don't even know where this comes from. I took some skin off, and I don't know if that's from the seatbelt or from the steering. 'Cause I had my hands around the steering wheel. Um, I am I still there? I don't know. I hit a button and I don't know now what's going on. Um, the wow, it's snowing really hard. I'm sorry, I'm being really distracted. This is what I look like when I'm not masking, by the way. This is what I look like when I've got makeup on and I'm not masking. Um, so I had scripted 10. The doctor has told me that I should be taking at least 2 days off to deal with the pain. Um, uh, so 10 is out. I also apologize to you because you're probably not going to get a review of the Audi e-tron R8 or R8 the Audi Q8 e-tron, which I have sitting on my driveway right now. And last week, I actually reached out to the person at the company that handles all the press loans and went, "Have you seen in weather forecast? We're not comfortable taking this car for a week." And was basically told, either you take it and drive it now, or you may lose the chance to drive it. So we took it, but now we're not going to review it because that is in the last 10 minutes. And I was supposed to be driving that all the way up to Kate in Washington tomorrow. Um, so I would really like to do that review, and the car's sitting on my driveway, and Emma's driven it all week and got some footage, but the weather's been shit. So we haven't done any chase shots. And I just feel like I've let everyone down. So I'm really, really sorry. You're not going to get the videos you want. I know the last time we couldn't make a video. We had tons of people bitching and moaning at us saying, well, the BBC and CNN and all these other news outlets don't do that. So why should you think it's okay? And the reality is, I'm probably the world's worst YouTuber. So I am sorry that we're not getting this video out today. Anyway, I'm fine. Wear a seatbelt. And if you have an accident and you hit a power pole, for God's sake, or insert your chosen deity, even if it's the flying spaghetti monster, do not go near the wire, because I assumed if the pylon was down, I would always have assumed if the pylon was knocked down and was in contact with your vehicle, it would be okay. It turns out that is not always the case. So I'm just very, very grateful I'm still here, because our little voice in the back of my head said, don't go around the other side. That is a cable. Don't be a dick. And even though it hurt me to do so, I reached across the car to grab my purse and a few other things. So look, I'm sure I will make a video about it and have a good laugh about it when things are better. But right now, I'm going to be taking a few days off. I'm sorry if that upsets people. I'm sorry if you feel that that is a terrible thing. We are only human, and I am doing my damnedest, as is the rest of the team. We are all working our socks off. Some of us for no pay. So just please be patient with me. I have an accident report to file with the state. I also have to give my incident report number to the from the police to the insurance company. And I also have to go and get all of the crap out of my truck. Because unless insurance companies have decided that it is okay to put brand new cabs on beaten up EVs, then I'm not going to see a Diratal again. And I hope I do have fully comprehensive insurance. I have fully comprehensive insurance. I have paid off over $20,000 on that truck. So I hope that we can find a replacement. So there you go. And I'll be taking some time off for the medical appointments and things in the coming weeks. But thank you, Ford. Like, no dicking around. Thank you, Adiratal, and thank you, Ford. Because I know, had I been in another vehicle, I might not be here right now. The truck took all of the fall. The worst bit, I mean, I'm angry at myself for going, oh, I'll just drive up the road to bleed off some extra range so I can try and do this charging thing, because I wanted to be first with that. But I am very, very lucky to be alive. That is the important thing. Power lines are scary. Having an accident somewhere where there is no cell phone reception is also incredibly scary. And yeah, I'm fine. I feel like the world's biggest idiot, and that's a me problem, not a you problem. So yeah. And today was not a good day anyway, but that's for another day. So if you see someone shouting in the comments about why we haven't made a video, Will do. And an anonymous freak is saying, I'm not putting the comments up because my hand is hurting and I'm not. But anonymous freak says, I hope Adira is fixable since you can't get that color from Ford anymore. I know Adira is definitely not fixable. The whole top of their cab is crushed. And I remember looking back and seeing bumps in the shade was over, the sunshade was pulled, closed. So, yeah. And I'm just glad that I was able to get out of there safely. Thank you to the couple who stopped to pick me up. I don't know who you are. If you've just found this channel, thank you. I really appreciate you. You have wonderful dogs and you have a good choice in cars. So, what more is there to say? So I'm going to take some time off. I'm not going to rush back to work. And please know that TE is not going anywhere, at least not for now. And thank you to all of you who support us on Patreon. And if you don't want to support us on Patreon because I screwed up a couple of weeks of videos, then I would totally understand that too. All right. Thank you, everybody. Be awesome. 27 minutes is too long for me to be live streaming when I'm not masking. So thank you. Bye.